Hi everyone. Hi everyone. This is Coach Elizabeth N. And today we're going to be talking about bullying. Bullying. We're going to be discussing how we could help teenagers overcome bullying. Bullying, it's such a sensitive topic. It is deep. It's important. It is relevant. So relevant. We just cannot but talk about it and see how we could help each other, overcome this among our kids. So let's gain some clarity about what bullying is. What's bullying? What's bullying to you? If you could pause, drop a comment, below this video, and let's see what your perspective is about bullying. We'll appreciate those comments. So bullying is when someone is exposed repeatedly over time to negative actions. When someone's repeatedly over time exposed to negative action. It's an intentional behavior. Sometimes this behavior is aggressive. And then it occurs between or among people with an imbalance of power. The stronger one is weaker physically or emotionally or psychologically, and of course it's repeated over time. It normally occurs out of sight, before, during, after a class, along the corridors, in the washrooms, and something I found out is that bullying goes on for a long time before it's reported. So once you get a report of bullying, just know that it very, very likely had started long before it was reported. Okay, so and sometimes some bullying may be subtle. Some may be subtle, some may be sneaky. Yeah, some may be sneaky. Yeah, so that's it. We've gained some clarity concerning, bullying. Bullying happens, bullying could be physical, it could be verbal, it could be because of personal belongings, it could be cyberbullying, and it's really an inappropriate behavior. Bullying is a behavioral disorder. It is a behavioral disorder because it deviates from normal behavior. It's not a normal behavior at all. And cases of bullying should be taken and treated with utmost importance and sensitivity. Some of the consequences of being bullied are the person could go into isolation, could go into a mood, could become moody, depressed, withdrawn, secretive. Or the person may say, okay, I want a school change. I desire a school change. So what does bullying mean to you? Do you have any experience? Please drop in the comments below, because we seek to help out our society, help our community, help family, help friends, overcome this. Your own method may just be what somebody else needs to help them out of that situation. You know how it is that you go to someone's page, you're looking for a topic, and then you read just one comment that makes the whole thing clear, So we encourage if you also put in what you know about this. Now, I've broken the bullying into different aspects so that we could treat it, to cover as much as we can. We'll treat today's topic under the child being bullied, the person who is bullying, teacher, and then the environment. Environment where people are bullied could be in the school, sometimes church, playground, at the parks, or just in the around the neighborhood, in compounds, in estates. So let's start with the child being bullied. No, let's start with the teacher. Is it possible for a teacher to bully a child? Is it possible? Think about it. Is it possible? I was surprised. I asked some kids yesterday, I said, do teachers bully students? Immediately they said, yes, they do. I was like, sure, whoa. Yes, they do. I said, how? They said, if a teacher keeps on picking on the students, especially when they know that the student is not ready to answer questions and all that. That's an aspect. Another one is when a teacher announces exam or test scores of some students. Especially when the child has a low score. They still say that as bullying. And some teachers, some teachers have biases on students. That's not just proper. It's unethical. It's not professional. A teacher should treat every child equally, according to the child's ability. Let there be a blend, And wow, it was like, really? So from the teacher's aspect, we could go that way. We could think about it that way. Now let's go to the child who is being bullied. Children who are being bullied, I spoke with one parent and she says that if my child is bullied, it tells me that the bully has seen that my child is weak in some areas, because out of all the children, why is it my child that the person has chosen to be bullied? So it tells me that my child is weak. So let's also see children who are bullied, the consequences go very, very, very long way, a very, very long way. And what can we do to help these children who are bullied? We'll need to reinforce self-esteem by values. We need to help the children gain confidence about themselves so that they will be able to stand up for themselves and speak for themselves when those situations arise. We need to work on their emotional strength, strengthen them emotionally, work on their confidence, work on their self-esteem. Let that child not be fearful. Help that child to overcome fear in any format. Another thing that we can use to help a child who is being bullied to handle bullying is by affirmation. So from time to time, I'll post some affirmations, in the comment section of this video. But from time to time, I will also keep posting. So come back here to see affirmations that you can use for your child. The child will read, I am strong, I am beautiful, I am bold, I know who I am wise, I'm intelligent. And all these words help to put a child in a place whereby he can stand up and say, no, don't do this. One parent told me, something she uses for her kids. And she said that, look, once you notice that child wants to raise his hand on you, or come attacking, you look the bully straight in the eye and said, don't you try that. That's one way that you could help a child. A child could overcome or prevent further bullying, And, I had said earlier that it occurs where there's an imbalance. Maybe one person is emotionally weaker or academically weaker. Bullies bully people who are strong in academics, who are the most intelligent in class. If are the most intelligent in class, normally people, they call them nerd, they call them different names so often, so often, and they may not even complain to their parents, okay? But by the time you strengthen them, emotionally, you strengthen their self-esteem, their self-confidence, they'll be able to stand up and speak up when those things happen. Students who don't even know book in class, they're the ones bullying those who are intelligent. Can you imagine? But because they have a bigger, emotional strength, higher emotional strength and abilities, they're able to carry out what they do. Now let's go to the person who is bullying. If my child is a bully, or if a child is a bully, it shows a troubled child. It shows a troubled child. Yes, it's a behavioral disorder, like I said before, but it shows a troubled child. It shows a child with deep issues. That child definitely has deep issues. Or the child is not even aware that what he's doing is wrong. Some children think it is normal. And in those cases, there are cases whereby if you check the history, there are things that have been happening in the home. Let's check it. How is mommy addressing daddy? How does daddy address mommy? How is mom addressing the cooks, the nannies, the helps in the house? How are the parents addressing the driver? How is the relationship even between or among the children? How do they talk to each other? That's where we need to start teaching kids how to respect other people's opinions and respect other people. I got something from one of my mentors. Her name is Vivian. She said in her house, once somebody says, stop it, I don't want, you have to stop it. It shouldn't repeat itself. That person should not repeat that sentence. I took it immediately, and I trained my kids. When somebody says, stop it, I don't want to hear that the next time. You need to stop. And that training really, really helps a lot, helps a lot. The bully will have to learn to apologize to who he has done wrong. Let you know. So if we go back to checking the history of what's been happening in the home, if a child sees that that's what's happening, he goes outside and he starts behaving like that, talks to people anyhow, or continues repeating negative actions on other people. And the person is not even knowing, the child does not even know that he's bullying other people. So we need to retrain that child on what is right. The parents need to retrain themselves and change the behavior at home. Then, if we find out that there's no history, then immediately counseling has to start on that child, on the things that are right. Knowing what is right and knowing what is wrong. You don't take somebody's eraser, snatch like that, and then take it to be your own. And when the person really wants to come back for it, you are attacking. Another parent says, look, I'll tell my child, they don't feel good about themselves and they also want other people to feel that way. We will need to teach the bullies about tolerance. We need to teach them that, look, you are appreciated and they can come to us when they need help. If they feel that they're in trouble, all right, they need to manage anger management. Okay, so we've talked about bullying surrounding teacher, the child, and then the bully. Now, for the school and for the environment, like the home, the playground, the park, the school, there should be rules. It should be a zero tolerance policy to bullies. I was so shocked when I was discussing with one of my friends, and she said that she had a particular incident where a child she knows was being, the boys in the class will always smack her back, and then the matter was reported to the school. And then one of the vice principal's remark was, you're also to be blamed. That it's because you're always going to play with the boys you're always going to their class to play. You eat with them, you do this with them. That's why they're able to do that to you. I mean, how can a school owner make such remark make such statements. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Boys should not smack the girls' backs. So the school should now let's talk about things the schools can or the environment can put in place. First, schools should create a healthy environment for students to learn. They should also let there be a sense of community, a sense of acceptance. Let the children know that if there's a need, if they have a problem, they can reach out. They can reach out. There should be cooperation among the children. Let there be meaningful learning outcomes. Teach your child not to bully and teach your child not to be bullied. Find out why they're not playing with their friends, why they're not going to the playground. Teachers need to be observant. Teachers need to be observant. When your child is not friendly with other people, is an indication of some deeper issues, or it may just be that the child is like that, but at least find out, ensure that these other things have been eliminated, and you know that, okay, yes, my child is just an isolated child, just likes to keep to himself, and just likes not to play with friends. All right? So people have been bullied throughout school without even reporting to anybody. It's such a sad case, but well. So please put in the comments your experience, how you were able to overcome bullying yourself, or for your kids, or for your words, or for anybody you know. Somebody else will come and read and take important points that can help them. One person says that a teacher who bullies one of the punishments should be that the school will get a counseling, ensure that the teacher goes through a counseling session, and then the payment for that counseling be deducted from the teacher's salary. Teach children the real importance of Valentine, because Valentine season is another time where there's pressure. There's pressure. Somebody is not getting a gift, and then the other girls or the other boys are calling the person who didn't get gift names and pressuring that girl to do what she doesn't want to do. Now we hear that boys pressure boys to do into inappropriate behaviors through bullying. Girls pressure girls into inappropriate behaviors through bullying. In fact, that one is just a subject for another day. Another day. So then another scenario I want to talk about is the parent that I got. A boy and a girl and a brother and sister, they're in school. The boy is the older one. And then the younger sister, it was time to go home. So they were by the staircase. And she saw that one of the brother's classmates was shouting at the brother. But the brother is a calm boy. She just walked up to him and told him, "Don't talk to my brother like that." The parents, the mother was surprised. And it happened that a school staff was around that place when it happened. So when she said that, the school staff said, "Okay, at least the problem is solved." The mother said, "No, it's not solved though. We have to take this issue and talk about it. Let there be counseling for the boy that did that thing and let him know." So when you see an act of bully as a teacher, handle it immediately. Because sometimes when you leave that situation, it's difficult to explain what happened. And sometimes even when you explain what happens, it doesn't really tell the emotions that surrounded when the incident happens. So thank you for listening today. Helping teens overcome bullying by affirmation, boosting their self-esteem, their confidence, ability to stand up and speak for themselves is so important. It will eliminate bullying around them. And the bullies, let's trace their history. Give them the help where they need it. Okay, as a psychologist, we'll always look at it from an empathic point of view, find out what, history there could have been. Help that child. There is a trace of troubled issues around the children. And let's make a community a better place. Thank you very much for listening. This is Elizabeth N. Once again of Rebel Resources. Thank you, Teen Whisperers, for this opportunity. And Mr. Gabriel Ashende, you're doing such an awesome work. And kudos to all parents and all coaches trying to raise responsible children for our nation. There was another scenario, between two teenagers. They were walking past each other in the corridor, and then one of them brushed past the other. And then the one who brushed past the other told the other boy, why did you hit me? So the other boy immediately sensed that this boy was out for trouble and just to bully him. So do you know what he did? He said he just started taking backward steps and saying, okay, sorry, I'm sorry. And that's how he just walked away. So a teenager could do that to avoid, an unpleasant situation, especially if you know that you are going somewhere. Probably you are going to meet another class. You need to focus on where you are going to and deal with the other issue later. Go report to the teacher, later what happened, exactly what happened. Be the first to report. When you're the first to report and then the other guy is called, it will be difficult for him to deny, what happened because he knows what he did.